Hi, here we go. So this particular type of equation is one that tends to freak people out a little bit. I'm not sure why. I think it's because it looks a little like empty, like you're missing a part of it, which technically you are. At the same time, it's just missing in terms of like what it looks like, not necessarily what it actually implies for parts of the equation. Either way, people get a little freaked out. We have an equation right here, y equals 2/3 x. And when we look at that, if we were to start to identify the slope and the y-intercept, you probably should be able to identify the slope pretty easily. The slope right here is already written in rise over run form. So our slope is 2/3, but our y-intercept, that plus a number, isn't there. So people start to freak out and they're like, where do I start? I don't know how do I create this line? Well, our y-intercept, even though it's not there, what is one number? There's only one number out there that we can add to an equation, and have it be invisible. It's the same sort of thing as like that -1 in the last equation, except for the fact that it had that negative sort of sticking out. There's one number that can be invisible when you add it to something, and that number is 0. So our y-intercept here is 0, 0, if I were to create that ordered pair. 0, 0. Makes things a little funky, huh? Yeah. It's kind of weird. All right, so now that you can sort of see it and you can look at it and you say, oh, this is doable now. Like I know my y-intercept and know my slope. Let's actually graph this thing. 0 for our y-intercept means I am going through this origin point. That's where I'm going to start. And of course, you can't really see it very well because the thing's shining on it. 0 is my point. And then from this point, I'm going to do my rise over run, which again, the 2 is my rise, the 3 is the run. 2 means I'm going up 2. 3 means I'm going to the right 3, and I'm going to draw a dot. Up 2 to the right 3, dot. Up 2 to the right 3, dot. Now, I'm not filling up the whole graph from from left to right when I do this. So I can even take this slope and I can work it backwards. I can go down 2 and to the right 3 and draw a dot, and I'm using that same slope, but I'm using it in a backwards fashion. Down 2 to the right 3, draw a dot. Down 2 to the right 3 and draw a dot. Now from there, I can actually connect the dots on this baby all the way, hopefully, through. And I can put arrows on the end and I can show that it's truly a line. Cool? Cool. Have at some of these slightly more complicated, but then it ends up not being so complicated lines with 0 y-intercepts or slopes that look a little funky. Have a blast. There is going to be one last little video, and then you can start working on the must-do problems. Bye.